Um, the next session is with Swati Agarwal, the GM of SVP Hyderabad, who will be talking to GV Krishna Gopal of Access Livelihoods Group of Hyderabad. AL Group is a collective of social enterprises that works with women and youth from marginalized communities to reimagine and transform their livelihoods. As a group, it offers end-to-end support, including pre-incubation, incubation, and acceleration support programs. These professional services are delivered by a team of 60 plus passionate individuals who have graduated from some of India's best institutions and have consciously chosen the road less traveled. The mission of AL Group is to create a world for everyone, producers, consumers, enterprises, and entrepreneurs. Their vision is to enhance livelihoods of 1 million economically disadvantaged households directly by March 2028. Mr. G.V. Krishna Gopal, the Executive Director of AL, is passionate about working with the economically marginalized in their effort to transform their lives and be self-reliant. So over to you, Swati and Mr. Krishna Gopal.
Alka, thank you so much for the warm introduction. A very good afternoon to all the participants on this webinar. My name is Swati Agarwal. I'm the General Manager of SVP Hyderabad Chapter. Krishna Gopal, welcome to SVP Samvad 2020. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thanks, Swati. Thanks, Swati. It's been my pleasure to listen to all the people who have already spoken and many partners with whom SVP is working. And it's truly humbling to have time to speak out our views as a partner of SVP.
Same here, KJ. I'm having a great time, and I hope everyone is having a really good time listening to very inspiring speakers from the morning. KJ, SVP and AL Group have been close partners for more than a year and a half now. We have spent tens and tens of hours together, site visits to your office, to SVP office, to our partners' houses, all of you, your leadership team, Taru, Sharat, Shruti, Switha, you all have been very welcoming. I want to use this platform to really thank you for choosing us to be your partner in this very beautiful journey of Access Livelihoods Group. You all really inspire us. So KG, let me just begin with the beginning. So let's go back to your college days. You have graduation in dairy technology and you did your MBA from IRMA. Why did you choose, instead of taking a high-paying job, why did you choose the path less traveled and co-found the Access Livelihood Group of companies?
Yeah, so three very simple answers. The answer is one, the charm, second being beauty, and third is adventure. Charm, I say, because it's always inspiring to reimagine the Amul model, which is one of the largest successful development program in the world for all other communities, whether it is farmers, weavers, and tribals. So that's the charm. The beauty is that we are really talking about a fifth generation intervention using philanthropy money, which means that we no longer treat rural, tribal, and urban marginalized women as beneficiaries, but as partners and partners of impact. The third, of course, is adventure. Adventure is more personal at the level because it allows me to explore my complete potential, while I solve the complex problems which are like gender equality, equitable distribution of wealth, and better quality of life for small producers.
KG, my next question is on scale. SVP's focus is scale. Mr. Pramod Bhashan, in his keynote speaker today, talked about this. What we truly like about Access Livelihoods Group is the scale at which you work and the plan that you have in your organization. So KG, just talking about scale, can you mention some of the unique innovations that you had to really introduce to work such at large scale of working with 65,000 women?
Yeah, so actually when you work with small and marginal producers and women in the country, we have to understand that it is not been working for the 70 odd years or 75 years, and they're not getting the right kind of support which is required. And therefore, it means that we have to innovate each and every element of support that can be created for these women. But I would just highlight just 4 or 5 of them, the key innovations that we have done. First, of course, is to accelerate India's first all-women cooperative dairy. It is Karimnagar in Telangana. where we organize more than 20,000 women to help them create what we call as a reliable, affordable, last mile hyperlocal delivery of dairy and veterinary services. And the enterprise that has got established today is a 120 crore brand. The women there, 20,000 women own this brand called Swakrushi, and they manage all their affairs independently. They have their own capital base of around 10 crores. The second innovation that I would like to speak about is our work with the women weavers, where we have designed India's first end-to-end blockchain-led solution where yarn to fabric can be fully tracked, and the complex handloom operations are managed through a very unique software solution that we have created to enable this entire process. The third innovation that I would like to speak about is that as we walked along, we understood that the women in rural India are actually more perceptive, and they can actually absorb all the MBA frameworks, knowledge, all that we talk about in higher education platforms. But unfortunately, we do not treat them as eligible to undergo a micro MBA. So what we have done is we have created a 6 months micro MBA. Today, more than 200 women have who are school dropouts have the first time undergone MBA's knowledge and skills. They have acquired this knowledge and skills, and they've been tested against these skills, almost on par, where business skills, the business planning skills, the marketing skills, all of these have been tested for these women. And they are the, I would say, the first proud 200 women who have gone through this micro MBA. The fourth is to create what we call a semi-intensive backyard poultry model for the tribal women, where we base the poultry model based on desi birds, unlike the broiler birds, which are external to India's own biodiversity. And lastly, we have also created a woman-managed hyper-local delivery-based daily essentials at the doorstep for the rural women. Today, 9,000 women directly get essentials every month delivered at their household based on their demand.
KG, thanks for sharing. So KG, keeping the scale context in mind, I want to ask you to share your vision of your 3 very ambitious programs of Operation Beehive, Operation Butterfly, and Operation Web. Just one-line vision, please.
Yes. Yeah. So Operation Beehive is how do we reimagine Amul's model for small marginal women farmers in rain-fed areas with a concern for natural resources, which means that we are looking at natural farming being scaled with 1 million women. The Operation Web is to try and look at how do we create 10,000 women weavers network which owns and manages the largest handloom brand in the country. And that's actually the true representation of creative abilities of India. So we want that to be showcased to the world. And the third, Operation Butterfly, is to work with around 1 lakh women and youth so that they can undertake purposeful and responsible entrepreneurship. That's what we hope to do in these 3 missions.
Great, KG, thanks. So KG, coming to SVP partnership, we have spent so many hours together. Very interesting to note that we have not really have any grant engagement with you, but still we have been able to mobilize more than 50 lakhs. We have been able to engage with you in all your different projects, artisans, academy, and of course your work with the women producer companies. So KG, where do you really see, how do you see SVP partnership as? How do you see?
First, I think I will just talk about, 5 critical things that the collectively the SVP group of Hyderabad has contributed. And those are like really coaching the executives in our entire group. We have around 7 to 8 leadership team members. These have been coached by the SVP partners in Hyderabad. The second, of course, is they've always been the right first people whom we approach for all the crises that we are facing. So crisis management, I think the tremendous amount of knowledge and experience that these partners carry helps us to handle crisis and in fact manage critical relations. We have been trying to manage critical relation with Tata Power with the support of SVP. Then third, of course, leveraging resources, which you mentioned, that we mobilized more than 50 lakhs with the support of SVP partners during the COVID crisis so that we can reach out more and more women at the grassroots level. And fourth is the access to networks. And this is it is super fast, and you can connect to the right persons at the topmost level with the help of SVP partners. And of course, the most important thing that, most of these partners actually treated us as a family. And it is always the place where we found some rest and peace in all the chaos that we are trying to pursue. But more importantly, I would like to mention one critical contribution by, there are many contributions, but I would like to mention one critical contribution individually what these people have, SVP partners have done. So in Ajit, what we found was that he has been guiding us on our learning foundation. But more importantly, he has been the most vocal critique of all our proposals, our strategies, and all those things. So helping us to get the right direction. Ram has been actually the most important anchor for us during the COVID crisis, because he not only helped us access huge amount of money from the seed companies of the country, helping us to reach out more farmers during the COVID crisis, but he's also anchoring our, the major relations that we are trying to handle with corporates like Tata Power. The Paparao-ji has been very critically contributing in our operational design and helping us scale up the entire process. Charu has been encouraging us to give a lot of high amount of energy, expanding our leadership horizons. And Shobhu has been very helpful in trying to expand our social media outreach. So I must say that it's been tremendous. These people have demonstrated tremendous modesty, sincerity, and commitment to the whole partnership. And it's been very great. Swati, I must also mention that you have been a very effective and efficient Sutradhar in this entire relationship. And it wouldn't have been possible to have all these people around unless we had somebody like you efficiently helping us to, align all these relationships.
So happy to hear that, KG, you found so much value in SVP partnership. So KG, talking about the philanthropic support that you have received from SVP, what philanthropic support from the ecosystem that you require or organizations like yours require to work at a scale in our country?
No, I think a lot of others also have spoken, the partners have also spoken. I think philanthropy has to look at 2-3 things, that while they give disbursed small investments with multiple organizations, they also have to make significant and focused investments on high potential programs and projects. So that is one big shift in philanthropy that has to happen. Internationally, it is happening. I think India has to also discover this. The second thing that is that philanthropy should become catalytic philanthropy, which means that philanthropic capital has to combine with formal equity and debt resources to really bring about sustainable change, and especially in the world of enterprise and employment where we are focused on, and for the women, this is a critical resource to have. And the third, of course, is that philanthropy in isolation, like our key speaker in the morning had spoken, Mr. Pramod, that philanthropy in isolation is not going to help. It has to be combined with an attention, an engagement with full attention, where all other resources and capital are combined. So these are the 3 things that I would expect from philanthropy ecosystem.
KG, my last question to you is, you have a life partner in Switha. She's also part of the development sector. She's heading Chitrika, sub-organization of Access Livelihoods Group. What is it like to have a life partner who is equally passionate and working with you in the same space?
The first lessons, when I said that I will commit myself to work with women producers in the country, small and marginal women, my first lesson is how do you treat women as partners, really in true sense, as somebody not a beneficiary, but as a partner, came from my own life partner, which is Switha. Not only that, she has also helped me balance the priorities in the life cycle needs. And in many ways, she has also helped me to be the compass in my life, so that I really undertake a disciplined pursuit for whatever I have committed to in my life. But I think the most enjoyable part has been we've evolved an integral living, where the professional and personal phases are absolutely in a perfect balance and continuum. So in many ways, it's been humbling. We have had our own issues. We fought out many of these issues. We have settled to a relation which has been very enriching and really something on which I am able to build whatever we have visualized together.
KG, all the best to you and the entire team of
Thanks.
Access Livelihoods Group.
Absolutely. It's
Have
my pleasure.
KG my
Thanks.
email ID on the chat. So please reach out to us for any questions or any partnership related requests.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Swati.